Like every lengthy show, particularly the one that has run for 7 lengthy seasons, Pretty Little Liars inevitably had its fair share of mistakes and blunders that fans might not have caught while watching the show. So here are 5 mistakes fans completely missed in Pretty Little Liars. Number 5. The timeline of the show. A constant observation among critics and dedicated followers of Pretty Little Liars is that the overall chronology of the show is utterly confusing. It doesn't make any sense. For instance, it's very surprising to know that the events depicted in the 6 seasons before the time skip cover a period of less than 2 years in the life of the main characters, the Liars. The first 3 seasons of the show reveal the story in less than 2 years, but the timeline becomes particularly chaotic after that. The third, fourth, and a significant portion of the 5th seasons take place within just a 2-month time frame. As a result, the characters experience numerous life-altering moments and go through countless plot twists in just a matter of days. It's even more perplexing when considering how the flashbacks to previous years can contradict and further complicate the narrative. So yeah, this was just one mistake that die-hard fans might have noticed, but others wouldn't have. But wait till you hear more of these. Before we move any further though, do be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell to get more video updates like these. Now let's continue. Number 4. Anachronistic technology. There are several things about PLL that will make you lose your last brain cells. For instance, the bizarre timeline is only one thing, but here's another one. The thing that we're talking about is the portrayal of technology in the show, where characters use phones and devices that didn't even exist within the time frame of the story. The first 6 seasons unfold from 2010 to 2012, yet you see the characters consistently upgrade to phones introduced in 2013 and beyond. While the final seasons, set after a multi-year time jump, are somewhat free from the errors, the first 6 seasons present instances where the Liars utilized phones like the iPhone 5S, which wasn't released until 2013. Furthermore, they transition from flip phones to smartphones throughout these seasons, and certain characters inexplicably shuffle their older and newer phone models. We also need technology like that, don't we? Number 3. Allison's old abode. Inconsistencies in maintaining consistent locations shouldn't surprise you when watching Pretty Little Liars, as many shows struggle at some point to keep up the previously established settings. However, Allison De Laurentiis' old house takes this blunder to another level. Even if you manage to keep track of which character owns it, as it changes owners multiple times throughout the show, it seems like the house just keeps moving and doesn't stick to a single place. During the early seasons, Allison's house is depicted as being situated next door to Emily's residence. However, in later seasons, it inexplicably becomes close to Spencer's family home, despite Emily and Spencer's houses not being in close proximity. If you can make sense of this, we would greatly appreciate an explanation as to why Allison's old home undergoes a complete transformation throughout the show. Number 2. What is adrenalized hyperreality? This particular mistake initially appeared really interesting, but ultimately turned out to be complete nonsense. Mona Vanderwall was revealed to be the original A on Pretty Little Liars, driven by her obsession with the Liars and her desire to control their lives. The show attempted to rationalize her actions by attributing them to what they called adrenalized hyperreality, where she believed herself to be an all-knowing being overseeing the girls. According to the show's explanation, Mona's condition was a result of her high intelligence and obsession. However, the problem lies in the fact that this explanation is nothing more than gibberish, a pseudo-scientific concept just jotted by the writers on the spot to justify Mona's character. In actual psychology, anything like adrenalized hyperreality doesn't even exist. So yeah, it was completely made up, so stop diagnosing people. Number 1. Emily and Allison's daughters. Emily and Allison's tumultuous relationship ultimately got a heartwarming conclusion as they ended up together raising twin girls despite Allison initially not wanting to be pregnant. While many fans were captivated by the adorable nature of the twins, there were eagle-eyed fans who couldn't help but notice that the girls didn't strongly resemble Emily. Without talking about the complex side of the pregnancy, it's worth mentioning that the twins were biologically Emily's daughters, even though they were carried and birthed by Allison. Fans couldn't help but point out that Emily's daughters were of a different racial and physical background, being white and blonde, which contrasted significantly with Emily's own appearance, as well as their supposed biological father, Ren Kingston. Instead, they had a stronger resemblance to Allison, who wasn't even their biological mother. We don't know whether this contradiction resulted from casting choices or a misunderstanding of human genetics. Guess we'll just have to rely on your answers. What do you guys think? Even though Pretty Little Liars achieved great success in its time, like any long-running TV series, it was not immune to imperfections. With a 7-season run, it naturally featured a range of mistakes and inconsistencies that are common in long-running shows. This video was meant to prove those errors that might have gone unnoticed by fans during their first viewing experience. While some of these mistakes hold significance and affect the overall continuity of the series, others may appear minor. And that brings us to the end of our video. Thanks a lot for watching, you guys, and until next time, take care and goodbye.